Three Little Vikings by Bethan Woolden. Bethan Woolden.
They're trying out their tree.
2021 by Bethan Woolden.
There's a woman?
Deep in the forest, the Viking folk were celebrating their latest haul of treasure. All except best friends Ebba, Helga, and Ren. They were playing when they heard a strange noise outside. Chieftain, Helga said, there's something scary outside. Nonsense, the chieftain replied. I know that is just a thunderstorm, and I know best. Later that night, the three girls were tucked up in bed reading spooky stories. They huddled together while the rumbling and crashing continued outside. Do you think it's really just a storm? Ren whispered. Eventually the ruckus stopped and the girls drifted off to sleep. The next morning, Helga, Ebba, and Ren woke to find their village in chaos. It looks like something very big was here, Helga said suspiciously. Nonsense, said the chieftain. I know it was just a fox, and I know best. So the girls went about their day, playing until dark. As they left for home, a loud roaring erupted from the forest and trees. A loud noise roaring erupted from the forest and trees tumbled to the ground right before them. What was that? Helga asked, nervously. I'm not sure, Ren said, but it sounds like something angry. Dashing back to the village, the girls hurried to find the chieftain. A big, angry, noisy creature is roaming the forest, destroying the trees, Ebba told him. Nonsense, boomed the chieftain. I know the trees are just rotten, and I know best. But it's really big, Ebba said louder. Stop bothering me. The village treasure has gone missing, and I must find out who is behind it. It was probably the same creature who knocked down all the trees, Ebba said. Nonsense, the chieftain shouted. I know it was just some pesky ravens, and I know best. The chieftain said he knew best, but the girls hadn't seen a storm, or a fox, or a rotten tree, or any thieving ravens. So they decided to investigate for themselves. I think we need to go back to the woods, Ebba said. Helga, Ebba, and Ren followed a set of footprints into the forest, but they led to nothing. We might find a clue in my book about spooky creatures, Ebba said. The little Vikings nestled onto a tree branch and checked Ebba's book for answers. What about this one? Ren asked. It only comes out at night. It leaves a trail of destruction. It loves shiny things. It's a troll. Run. Safely back in the village, Helga, Ebba, and Ren wasted no time at all in finding the chieftain. There's a troll on the loose, they yelled. We saw him in the forest. Nonsense, replied the chieftain. I know trolls do not exist, and I know best. But the little Vikings had an inkling that Ebba's book knew better, and so they hatched a plan to defeat the trolls themselves. Carrying a shiny pot of gold, Helga, Ebba, and Ren walked deep into the forest until they heard a familiar bashing and smashing. Hey, you, shouted Ren. Sure enough, the troll couldn't resist the treasure. The horrid troll growled and chased after the little Vikings until he saw something even shinier than their pot of gold. It was the chieftain's armor. Help! It's a troll, he shouted. The troll chased the chieftain up a mountain and straight into the dawning sun. As golden rays fell on the troll, he transformed into wood. His roots burrowed deep into the ground. Got him, cheered the little Vikings. That night, the village gathered before an unusually large fire as the little Vikings shared their story of their triumphant victory. We beat the troll, the girls cheered, because we know best.